Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Is this war with Iran fake? Are we watching a movie? Was this all scripted while back? And maybe we are actually witnessing something else. And that is what Pete Hegseth, who is the Secretary of War, can you believe it? Not the Department of Defense, but the Department of War. He said that this conflict with Iran, this war is part of God's plan. So, fake or not, movie or not, however, some so-called elites, or as others call them, the elites, are preparing themselves to protect their existence. I wonder why demons are preparing if they can just enter different bodies, right? But nevertheless, probably we're going to start with this clip to show you how they are preparing for whatever they planned. And also the strikes that were, of course, presented in a different way, that this was taking place as far as Dubai goes. So who really attacked Dubai, right? Who really attacked Dubai? And were they attacks and how many? As far as the red flags goes, I think we're going to talk about this as well. But before I start this video, I want to ask you kindly to hit the thumbs up. If the content is something that you appreciate and you value, it really helps with the channel's visibility and with the YouTube algorithm. And if you consider to support my work, make sure to check out my newest book for children with Ayrton Senna, Formula One driver. Number one, without a doubt, in my opinion. And if you do, you can find the link down below in the description box. You can email me the request, how to order my books. This is the first one right here. Or you can also join me on Patreon and Locals, or simply donate on PayPal. Let's start, everyone. Where shall we start with? I think we're gonna start with Pete Hegseth, just for a change, before we go to how the demons or low vibrational creatures are trying to protect themselves from any form of disaster that they have actually, created or were aware of. So let's take a listen to the Department of War.
Speaking of people, we hope the Iranian people take advantage of this incredible opportunity. President Trump has been clear, now is your time. To Iranian security forces, choose wisely. President Trump has also been clear about your fate in either direction. To the media outlets and political left screaming endless wars, stop. This is not Iraq. This is not endless. I was there for both. Our generation knows better, and so does this president. He called the last 20 years of nation-building wars dumb, and he's right. This is the opposite. This operation is a clear, devastating, decisive mission. Destroy the missile threat, destroy the Navy, no nukes. Israel has clear missions as well, for which we are grateful. Capable partners, as we've said since the beginning, capable partners are good partners. Unlike so many of our traditional allies who wring their hands and clutch their pearls, hemming and hawing about the use of force. America, regardless of what so-called international institutions say, is unleashing the most lethal and precise air power campaign in history.
So now, speaking of people, let me take you to this post. And I hope that I'm not bringing to you the wrong image of the wrong person. So let me find it, guys. Just one moment. I think I lost it somewhere, but let's go here instead. Let's continue with him. US troops were told the Iran war is part of God's plan, and Trump was anointed by Jesus to light this signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. I was like, what? What is this? Okay, let's read this. Independent journalist Jonathan Larson is reporting that from Saturday morning through Monday night, more than 110 complaints were made to the Military Religious Freedom Foundation, MRFF. The complaints came from more than 100 different units spread across at least 30 military installations. One non-commissioned officer, NCO, said they were Christian and had emailed the MRFF on behalf of 15 troops, including at least 11 Christians, 1 Muslim, and 1 Jew. They wrote to MRFF that their commander urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan. And he specifically referenced numerous citations, did I say it correctly? Citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. And here is part of this email, I believe. So that's what it says from one of those soldiers. He urged us to tell our troops that this was all part of God's divine plan, and he specifically referenced numerous citations out of the book of Revelation, referring to Armageddon and the imminent return of Jesus Christ. He said that President Trump has been anointed by Jesus to light this signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to Earth. He had a big grin on his face when he said all of this, which made his message seem even more crazy. Our commander would probably be described as a Christian first supporter. He has been this way for a very long time and makes it clear that he desires all of us under him to become just like him as a Christian. But what he did this morning was so toxic and over the line that it shocked many of us in attendance as the APS readiness briefing. Besides myself, I am reaching out to MRFF on behalf of 15 fellow troops. I know you asked me about the religious views of our group who has requested help from the MRFF. I can only tell you that I am Christian and at least 10 of the other are also Christians. One of the other is Jew and one is Muslim. I don't know the religious or non-religious status of the other 3 at this time. Yeah, so the president, Mikey Weinstein, the president of MRFF, says this. Any military members seeking to take advantage of their subordinates by advancing their blood-soaked Christian nationalist wet dreams upon the flames of this latest non-congressionally sanctioned attack against Iran should be swiftly, aggressively, and visibly prosecuted for numerous violations of the military criminal code, known as the Union Code of Military Justice. Now, guys, I hope you excuse me. I really want to find the video since he said, speaking about men, because I came, yeah, here we go. So let's look at this. This is a young man, 20 years old. But he died not in Iran, he died somewhere else. So does this really matter? Well, it matters because those kind of young men are going to be sacrificed if this is not some kind of shit show movie that we are watching, which I don't think it is, but I will present to you another version of the story. So let's take a look at this young man. This is post from January 6th, okay? So those kind of young people who have their lives ahead of them, they are the ones who are sent there, not the sons and daughters of the billionaires, clearly. So why I played that for you, even though this is not a soldier who died in Iran, but during some different operation, I believe. Because when I look at those images and I see such a young man who really has his life, the whole life ahead of him, who has family that looks like he had family that loved him, it just makes you really, really wonder when all of this will stop, when humanity, and I don't think these are not humans who run this shit show. That's what it is. Because this is exactly the blood sacrifice, or as they call it, the energy harvesting, this lush, they call it lush energy harvesting. And also from us, when we are watching too much of this kind of information, that's how they gather their energy. Now, let me show you how they try to prepare themselves for when the bleep will hit the fan. This is pretty new video, so let's take a look.
Bunkers for?
Zuckerberg, Tate Brothers, Kardashians.
How many does Bill Gates have?
He's got 11.
He's got 11 bunkers.
You'll see how tall my bunker is. Now, normally you would think a bomb shelter is about this tall, about 7 feet tall, but look how tall mine are. This is my fat boy.
Oh, wow. Gee, it's like an apartment.
It's bigger than a New York apartment. We can put 2 of these together, 3 of these. Tate Brothers got 6 of these put together.
6.
Yeah, and as he says, he's going to have stripper poles.
Hopefully the Tate brothers locked themselves in there and they can't find the key.
And if you're curious what it costs,
Yes.
It's only $400,000.
So if the Tate brothers bought 6 of these, that's nearly 3 million. Well, that's,
Well, 3.9. Yeah.
I hope you got a deposit.
Wealthy people are not cutting any corners. Okay, imagine this. You're building a house and you have a secret passage. It opens up and it reveals a staircase or a hatch that leads down to a private bunker. So making houses with secret passages through secret walls with secret bunkers is just a very in thing. When I started making the bunkers in 2011, people put the odds of seeing a civil war or a World War III in their lifetime at about 1%. Right now, it's over 50%.
Who have you done bunkers for?
Right now is about 50%. But don't you think those tunnels and those so-called bunkers are also used for other nefarious things? Don't you think? Maybe they have one designated just in case if the bleep hits the fan, but then the other one is just maybe human trafficking initiative. Don't you think? I think it's very much likely. On that note, to be very sarcastic, however, also very much on point, let me show you this, because how could we really summarize their stupid laws and regulations? And I will actually turn off myself to take a listen to this little clip. Switch to paper straws to save the earth.
Beyond the truth, beyond the words, so let's start again. Beyond the world, beyond the truth.
Not to even mention that those straws, which has been actually proven very recently, are very, very bad for you. So I never liked them, and I don't recommend you the paper straws. So where shall we go now, guys? Let me take you to, let me take you to the situation with the Dubai attacks, right? You know, Iran did it. Really, Iran did it. Maybe not Iran did it. Or maybe Iran did it. But now let's see what this person has to say. Let's take a listen. Someone who is there, who looks like lives in Dubai and who gives us a sense of direction, how this could go. So people have an idea.
Guys, this is Dubai World. It's literally a port, a seaport, which means if you're seeing rockets fly over your head and hitting this port, it did not come from Iran because Iran is there. We won't see any rockets flying over our head unless we're in a ship. The rockets you've seen came from the opposite direction, and everyone witnessed it. No more lies, motherfuckers. Guys,
So indeed, the direction matters, right? Unless those rockets are so intelligent, which probably they are, more intelligent than most of people, that they can just switch around, turn around, and go in whatever direction and make everyone confused where they are coming from. So what is the script? This script that has been written a while back, and are we watching a movie? Is this all a shit show that is not even funny anymore? Now we're gonna go through few videos which will be bringing to us information that many of us already know about Albert Pike and the wars that he was talking about, as well as about the Masonic agenda. So let's take a listen to the first video, guys.
Everything is staged. Look at the Iranian parliament and compare it to the 2025 Oscars stage. We see the same Masonic symbolism. Movies are scripted, but so is politics. You see actors on stage, but who's writing the script?
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
You don't know
plays.
anything about the government.
Albert Pike, a 33rd degree Freemason, predicted it back in 1871. The Third World War will be triggered so that Islam and Israel destroy each other. A planned war designed to exhaust nations and impose a global Luciferian religion. This chaos was encoded long ago. The number 33 and the pyramid are the signatures of Freemasonry. Even George Washington was a member, but at the top, it's not God you find, it's Baphomet. The House of the Temple in Washington has 33 columns, each 33 feet tall, with a pyramid and a double-headed eagle, the same eagle used by the Russian Empire. Yet they make you believe they're on opposing sides. The Israeli Supreme Court, again, a pyramid donated by the Rothschilds. And once more, the Iranian parliament, a pyramid with 33 windows. Coincidence? I don't think so. After all, who owns the world? BlackRock, the Black Cube, just like the Islamic Kaaba, Jewish Kabbalah, or Trump Tower. All aligned around the same symbol. And what do you find at the center of a Masonic lodge? A black cube, the cube of Saturn. A master mason knows the script, the others just follow it, and as long as you pick a side, you're doing exactly what they want you to do. You become a willing extra in their movie.
So are we extras in their movie, guys? What do you think? You see, on the surface, it looks like they are different sides. And I said this, I have been saying this now for some time already, when I had my aha moment that they are absolutely all connected, even though they play as if they are the opponents. What they really are, they are controlled opposition, or they are playing the opposition. But they are none of it. They are absolutely all connected, all aware what's going on, and part of this plan. Now let me find a video that I lost it somewhere along many other clips here, because this will be in continuation. Okay, here we go. This will be in continuation of this plan. So let's take a listen as far as this big picture goes. How the script has been written long time ago.
What role in the Middle East again does Israel play in this?
Israel was created as the instrument to bring about the Battle of Armageddon and the fulfillment of prophecy, a war that will be so terrible, where nuclear weapons will be used, so that the American citizens and the other people in the world will get down on their knees and beg for no more war. And what is the answer to that? They're going to be told the only way we can guarantee no more war is if we destroy the sovereignty of nations and we come together as one humanity in a one world government.
Right. Okay. And the Jewish people were then being manipulated into believing it was for some other reason.
That's correct. They've always been manipulated. And I get people who still come to me all the time and say, Bill, you're all wrong. It's the Jews. The Jews are subverting the world. Man, it's not the Jews. It's not the Catholics. It's not the blacks. It's these men who belong to the ancient mystery schools, who meet in secret and decide the fate of the world. And they belong to all different races and all different nationalities and all different religions to the public point of view. But in secret, it's a different story. At the highest level of all countries, they all belong to the same club. And we, the people, sit back and we watch this grand drama, which is being played out for our benefit, not theirs. If it wasn't for us, we wouldn't even have to do any of this. But you see, they just can't come out and destroy all of us because they need slaves. They need people to make their shoes and make their cars and mine the ore. They need worker bees, and that's what we are. In the New World Order, we will be the worker bees, the slaves.
So now let's go back for a moment to this Armageddon story and Trump being anointed by Jesus to carry on this mission. So this Armageddon story, if this is legit, if this is not fake news, it's actually the same story that Chabad Lubavitch has, right? Because they're not going to say Jesus is coming back, but their Messiah is coming back. So they are literally connected, but they just express the same vision in a different way, because Trump is not going to say, you know, I am part of Chabad Lubavitch and this is about the third temple and Messiah is coming back. And it's actually nothing to do with God, Jesus, but something else that many of you will not like. So if that is the God anointed, God's plan vision, it must be said it's Jesus, because that's his so-called audience, right? But then you have Israel and you have Netanyahu anointed by not Jesus, but by the Rebbe, who will say that this is the Armageddon because the Messiah is coming back, you know. That's the Antichrist, which to them is their Christ. The Antichrist is their Christ. Now, I want to say one more thing, that fake or not, okay? I don't know how much of it is fake, how much of it is real. If we are watching a movie, how many people are dying or not dying, because everything you have to really step away from and put into perspective, because you're not there, you're not seeing it with your own eyes, you're not experiencing it. So they might lower the numbers, they might rise the numbers, you know what I'm talking about. I do believe there are victims, but I also believe a lot of stuff we are seeing on social media, it's absolutely CGI, computer-generated image, and it's fake news and it's artificial intelligence, right? Used by all sides for their own purposes, because, you know, they have to divide and conquer ultimately. But one thing I am absolutely certain about is the false flag attack. Who will perform it? The country that should not be mentioned, that will blame the country of Iran. And now, funny, because they're all like in it together in a way, it looks like. But who will pay the price? So I have this feeling, guys, that to justify their moves, fake or not, they're going to do something on American soil. And if they create the false flag attack, it's going to be major, okay? Because it will bring people to their knees. Those slaves will go on their knees and they will believe that, you remember 9/11, how many people believe? And I didn't know any of this stuff in that time. I had completely different interests in life, and my lives look very different. How many of you believed in that time that it was someone from the outside that did it, right? So now it actually will be someone from the outside, but approved by the inside. I think you understand what I'm talking about. So here is the video again with Robert David Steele, in which he is addressing those false flags events in a very articulate way.
Israel is also funding false flag operations. They funded the sarin gas false flag attack by the White Helmets. That was organized by General Herbert McMaster, whom I consider a traitor, in partnership with Senator John McCain, another traitor, and former CIA Director John Brennan, who is probably a paid Saudi Arabian agent and is also a traitor. Now, Judaism is in some ways an invented religion with three major sects. The Chabad supremacist cult left Germany in first-class train compartments escorted by the Abwehr. They were given the royalty treatment by Hitler, and they set up base in the United States. You have the Ashkenazi Jews, who are the most virulent, negative portion of the Jews, and they're also not Semitic. They're actually from the Khazars, from Eastern Europe. And then finally, you have the American progressive and reform Jews, the majority of the Jews. One of Netanyahu's strikes is he just told the American reform and progressive Jews they could piss off, that the Orthodox Ashkenazi Jews own Jerusalem and every Jew had to pay obedience to the Ashkenazi Jews. Israel is also funding false flag.
So in a nutshell, pretty much Chabad Lubavitch runs the show, and you just saw one more time, I think it was about 5th time on my channel, Netanyahu with the Rebbe being anointed, you know. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Rapido, so Messiah can come back. Now let's take a look at this video. In this video, this guy is talking about how this is all scripted and we are watching a movie and none of this war is real. I have mixed feelings as far as what's real or what's not, but I want to play this video for you and ask about your opinion, guys. What do you think? Is this war fake or is this war real? I know what's real for sure, the consequences of it, because I think there will be a massive migration. There will be absolutely, and it's already happening, this will have effect on the economics all around the world. And it will change the dynamics all around the world as well. So let's take a look at this video and let me know in the comments, what do you think?
You do realize what's happening in Iran. It's all scripted. We are watching a movie.
All the effects of real war.
Okay, put the village behind her.
Give me some sound of screaming.
Without the casualties.
America has seldom witnessed a more poignant picture.
They use the same process with the last Schwarzenegger movie.
Everything you're seeing, that's not real. But it is real because it's already happened. All of this stuff we're being shown has already taken place a long time ago.
We want you to produce. You want me to produce your war? Not a war, it's a pageant.
We're witnessing a military operation. Donald Trump again announced that today. But the military operation's going so long. The military have been doing the hard work. They've been cleaning out evil for a long time. But they didn't need the worldwide collective to be in fear. So if you get rid of the darkness and you start working on bringing awareness to the masses through the mainstream media, over the last 5 years, COVID, that opened up a lot of people's eyes and people have been watching a lot more of what's been taking place within politics. But if you cannot accept that this is not real, I saw it on the news, my friends are in Iran. Yeah, your friends are in Iran. There has been problems a long time. It's the regime, it's the ending. There's a lot of emotions attached to it, but there's no evil happening now. I've seen the bombs myself. It's a fireworks show, it's a production. Go and watch a Hollywood movie. And I encourage people, everyone go and watch this movie or just watch the trailer. Wag the dog.
So here is an example of a person who believes that this is white hat's operation, meaning the good side is creating all this situation and it's trying to wake people up. He's saying those things, but he is not able to verify if there is a bomb, if there are victims, if those girls at that school in Iran were killed. So he believes that all of this is a movie. I don't think like that. I actually think there are victims. I know that this has been scripted, and I don't really think that Trump is fighting with the evil at this point, because Trump is surrounded by the evil, and I think something has happened to him. Either they switched him or some rituals took place and they absolutely own him now in a way that you can even see yesterday. I think he was giving some speech and he finished it and he was walking down at the White House. And you could see on his face that he didn't have the same confidence or, you know, like the stamina, and the expression on his face was like pretty much down. He didn't look people into eyes. So I'm not buying this. This is like fully movie that we are watching. What I know that this has been planned and scripted. Absolutely, it was a long time ago. But when you look at the so-called key players, I'm leaning to this idea and to this belief that there is no savior, guys. There's no one coming to save you. No Trump, no Putin, no Xi Jinping or whatever. No one is coming to save you. Except if you believe in God, not evil, if you believe in some higher divine power that is watching over you, your higher self that will guide you and will protect you in spite of it all, that I believe in. But none of those people who are corrupted to their core, who sold their souls to the devil, absolutely. None of those people are coming to save anyone. But this is the video for today. I will attach the links down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching and let me know what you think. If you choose to support my work, the best way is to join me on Patreon or PayPal or Locals. You also have PayPal account there in which you can make a purchase of my book number 2 and book number 1 for children. There is 5 in total, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, you have Instagram, follow me there as well. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the thumbs up before you go, and I see you in the next video. Bye guys.